I love you too, Tom, because he just said I love you to me right before we went
No, he
live
didn't.
over here. But he did. Dinko, shut up, son. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to map number 3 of game number 2 of the Perfect World Asia League 2020, where things are heating up. It's been two very close matchups. First map going the way of what ZAI in overtime. Sorry, going the way of Checkmate in overtime, and then Mirage, the map pick of the Mongolian side, going the way of the Singaporean Chinese mix. There you have it, 17 to 19 for Checkmate and 16-14 for HUAT, where it looked like for a moment there, Dinko, the Mongolians were grinding back and maybe they were going to be taking it to overtime.
Yeah, it looked like we were going to get another overtime in the series, 2 maps in a row. Didn't really play out that way though. Unfortunately, they claw all the way back. They do all the heavy lifting, the hard work. They get to the final round and they get rushed by a low buy on the A-bomb side. Now that is the most heartbreaking way to lose that kind of scenario, right? And so if I was in that position, I'd kind of be mentally broken by that. So heading into this final map, they've got a little bit of a break, but now they need to just completely reset. It's basically a best of one now. It just comes down to one map. Let's see if we can pick up Inferno.
Yeah, the thing with Inferno is the last time they faced against each other, which is just barely like 5 or 6 days ago for the qualifier for this particular event, it was ZAI who won pretty convincingly. I think it was 16-6, 16-7 on Inferno, which is a very one-sided scoreline. At the same time, you look at ZAI's Inferno, the T side yesterday, it was lackluster.
Yeah, it was. And other than the hero performance, 38 kills in regulation from Ronin, I mean, they still go on to lose the map. What is going on there? So yeah, there's a lot of effort to be put in terms of the teamwork on Inferno. I think that's kind of a testament to show you can have one player getting 38 kills and you still lose
what's
the
the
map.
record for that? Is that the one with Crims?
Yeah, it's Crims. I was actually on Inferno as well, I believe. I remember that game.
Was it like 40? Did he drop a 40 bomb?
Yeah, I think I brought 40 for sure. But yeah, I remember at this point where they won 30, they got 38 kills. He had the low amount of deaths as well, and he was delivering impact. And they still go on to lose that map. And that just shows that Inferno is a very team-based map, right? You can't just win off the back of individuals like you can on Dust 2, where an individual can carry you to so many round wins. Here on Inferno, it's a little bit more difficult in that respect. And that's why I have a little bit more confidence in the Mongolians coming into this final map, because I feel like they've got that teamwork down. I think they're a better team across the board, and we haven't really seen as many mistakes from them. And I think that favors Inferno.
I got to just agree with you on that 100%. Like, if you look at Inferno, like you mentioned, it's about a utility usage. It's about working in tandem as a team. And that's something which, yeah, like you said, Checkmate have seemed like the better team. We do have the knife round coming out, though. Left with the slaughter, the Karambit slaughter. A classic, an L classic knife compared to some of the newer ones. I don't even know the name of some of these newer knives out here in this game. Really am a boomer. But the shanks are... Ow! The dodge, but Splashy is going to clutch it out. He's actually getting a 4K as well, the knife round, and ZAI. If I'm ZAI, I'm starting on a CD side, and I'm going to try and get as many rounds as humanly possible, because the T side, it really is lacking, Dinko. They lost 3 rounds where they had the full buy, and their opponents, who are Zigma, not even a Tyloo, not even Vici or Invictus, and not even the best ZAI team. They lost 3 rounds to pistols.
Yeah,
it shouldn't be happening.
Yeah, that was quite something, and I feel like at this point that was just one of the scrappiest games of Counter-Strike. Not even yesterday. It wasn't the scrappiest game of the day even yesterday, but it was a very scrappy game of Counter-Strike overall. So yeah, coming into Inferno, they need to clean up a lot coming into this map, and we'll see if they can get anything done. Kaz down in towards the underpass. He's lost his head early on. Neff was impressive over on Mirage, to be honest. He was stepping up alongside Ronin in a lot of those rounds. So hopefully they can keep that up. I think the individuals from HUAT were really looking quite good. Ronin, Bulbasaur, and Neff had their moments in the previous map. So let's see if they can continue that coming into Inferno. Ronin and Neff continuing to find kills. It's just Techno left alone. The young gun. We were talking about how good this guy is and what he's got it all to do.
Well, 1v3 finds one. It's making quite a bit of noise, and that's going to give away his position. He's got a P250 though, Dinko. And that gun, they can attempt to take some duels if needs be. Ronin, that is unnecessary there, baby. And he's down. He's so very low as well. And Techno doesn't even need the headshot spots out of second player. There's no need to face. There's no need to face Techno, but he's still going to go for the duel. He could just try to get the bomb down, but if he's going to just win this duel so comfortably like that, why the hell not? A 3K for Techno 4K.
Pretty incredible from Techno. It looks like it was done. It looked like it was out of there, but Techno is a god at finding those kills and the damage being done. He's just an absolute animal. And there's nothing you could really do apart from also criticize the way they played that. They give him so many opportunities. He just walked away with it. One by one, they all fall. And Techno, well, steps out with a win for Checkmate. Can't believe it, really. It was looking
I like how
completely
he
done.
even takes the 1v1 duel right there.
Yeah, exactly. He's just so good.
I mean, normal Counter Strike. I mean, the book of Counter Strike dictates that. Hey, you know what? In that scenario, you run towards B, you get the bomb down, you plant the bomb. But that also means, if you think about it, that also means you're going to lose track of where the CT is going to be coming in from, right? That's going to give the opportunity for CT to maybe sneak in from CD spawn, maybe to make it very hard for you to get the bomb done because it's going to be nearby. And if you think about it, that was in many aspects the right call from Techno 4K to go for the duel, you know, in that 1v1, because he hadn't taken any damage. He had the P250. He knew he could outduel the player. So yeah, again, I'm surprised with the Counter Strike maturity being shown by this very very young player, just 16 years of age, coming in as a stand-in because the fifth member of Checkmate broke his hand celebrating qualifying for the event. So that was fun. A little bit of technical issue, a little bit of mic problem for one of the players, but that should be very quickly sorted out. And the Deagle's going to be coming out again, Dinko. And every time I see the Deagles come out in Asian CS, it scares me. I fear for their opponents.
The Deagles, quite the mystery within Asian Counter Strike, right? You never really know what to expect from them.
It's like everyone's a Nico with a Deagle here.
Yeah, exactly. It's pretty crazy. It's kind of scary as well because it's really hard to predict at that point. You normal Counter Strike terms. Okay, you're on the lower buy. This should be a round that you lose, and this should be how the next few rounds shape up. But the fact that so many of these teams are so good with the Deagles, you never really know what's going to happen. And we see so many Deagle rounds come through. Yesterday, we just seen a ridiculous amount of Deagle kills going back and forth on this particular map, and that was a very scary sign. You have a mic problem, so apparently it will be fixed very shortly, and we can get that. Shortly, can get back onto the server and get the action resumed because you obviously had a very impactful play there from Techno. It's going to hype everyone up. 5 kills across the board, obviously, from Bullet Hawk and Techno doing the heavy lifting. I like that he's a bit more of a passive player. Now, we see a lot of star players so far within the Asian region, and in general, they're pretty aggressive players, right? But you haven't really seen a passive style, methodical, and thought out star player where they really think of all their plays. They're calculated in their approach. You haven't really seen that. And it's all about that raw ability that needs fine tuning. Whereas Techno has the passive nature, and he has that fine tuning already. So that's what I'm excited about.
Yeah, that's always a good sign. And I just want to I really want to like talk to some of the Mongolian guys and try and figure out how deep the talent pool goes in the Mongolian region, right? Like initially, I remember 2015, the ESL1 Cologne Nation qualifier, where it was we had Zilkenberg and Machine Gun kind of played. I think it was only Zilkenberg who was playing for the Indian team Neckbreak, where he had the first time I saw a Mongolian player. I'm like, oh, this guy's pretty sharp. And then it was Taipei, IEM Taipei 2016, where the Mongols, Machine Gun, Cabal, Sogu, Zilkenberg, they just dismantled Chad and his Renegades in that finals over there. And you're like, all right, a Mongolian team. And after that, they kind of drifted away into obscurity. You didn't hear much about many of these teams. And then you have Tiger coming in, Urcast with Greyhound. And all of a sudden, it seems to be the influx of these unknown players like Annihilation and Score from D13. You have this young gun in the name of Techno 4K. How many more, Dinko? Because I know there are a multitude of other teams in the Mongolian scene which you don't really hear of that often, because let's be real, the events which we do get a chance to watch or cast, it's only 1 or 2 slots available for Mongolia or like for Eastern Asia, and you can't have all of them playing. I actually want to, one day sit down and just like go through an entire Mongolian tournament. I think it'll be interesting. As we do see the anti-eco coming in from Checkmate. And they're playing this one pretty smart, pretty safe. Mac-10's leading the way. 3 Mac-10s, Galil and the AK. But Neff with an MP9, he finds one. And he's going to do the smart thing and fall on back to the pit.
Well, Blitz trying to rattle shots off on the Mac 10. They need a kill back here. It's been a pretty good start from the lower tier buy. Splashkey with a deagle kill, Neff with the MP9 in his hands. A little bit scary now if you're on the T side. Approaching with 40 seconds left. They have to run in towards the safe bomb site. Crossfire in the pit and 2 players in the site. It's not looking so good for the T side if Row goes down. That's just a clean round win from HUAT side on the lower tier buy block.
Yeah, yeah. Nothing much to add to that. This must be round number 1, 2, 3, 5. I'm just trying to remember the number of times I lost my mind in previous map. Like, is that 5 rounds? 6. This is round number 6 or 7 in like combining Mirage and now Inferno that team has lost to just the pistols. Good work from Neff though with the MP9, but terrible work from Checkmate, not able to neutralize that. And that means it's their own force buy coming out. Mac 10, Tech 9, number of Deegs. I don't know why Bo would peer down mid with an MP9 when he knows, you know, they don't have money and it's probably a Deagle buy. Oh, Bobo, why do you do this? But Neff replies back. Organ hand Ronin, not good for anything, and it's gonna be the light buy from the T's. That's gonna come out on top, and Blitz finds Splashkid despite the double kill from him. It's all on Spiels. 1v2. He spots a player crossing on over. He's not able to do any damage, so the bomb is gonna get planted. And Spiels is wasting no time, just running on in. He finds Blitz, that's big, but he's completely unaware as to Rowe's position. And this should be the round for Rowe, because Rowe is going to be sneaking in from behind here. He's got the right angle, he's got the right timing. Spiels doesn't tap the bomb, though. He's got the smoke.
If you're Rowe, you know if he hasn't tapped the bomb. You could just sit there so passively. He knows he's running around now. He hears the noise. He taps the bomb, goes for the spray. The smoke's really causing a problem. Rowe gets away from the position. He's not on the bomb anymore. He's come off the angle and now he's pushing forward. Rowe just falling back, playing with his foot, and the kill comes in from Spiels. There's enough time, and Rowe has flown it all away. He's got the kit as well, so just enough time to get the defuse in. How's he won that, Blair? I have no idea how Rowe is choked.
How did Rowe not hit a single bullet? A single bullet when Spiels had to cross on over. He had to face him. He was holding an angle. He played it perfectly, by the way. He played it perfectly till the last second where, I don't know, his trigger finger, it just... Oh boy. After all that work, after all those crazy opening duels, and it just falls apart, Dinka. That's heartbreak. At least they got the bomb down, and they do a lot of damage to the economy of ZAI. So this buy, I can understand. They have the Galils out, an AK, and the... Someone give Techno 4K and AK-47 or a Galil. Oh, never mind. He doesn't need that. He doesn't need it, Dinka. He's got the Mac and he's going to win the deal. Splashkey is going to fall. The B bomb side is suddenly looking very tantalizing for the T side.
Hawk take it down. Neff bobbers over the double kill through the smoke, connecting onto Hawk and Blitz. Kaz able to reply with a Galil and a smoke kill of his own. And now a 2 versus 3. This time favoring the Mongolians, but not for long with Ronin tucked in the pit. The Molotov is going to force him wide. He's got a player moving his way up graveyard, and that's Kaz, who was preoccupied with Spiels positioned at the archway, and now he finds himself alone up against Ronin. He's inside the pit. The information is there. The bomb is dropped, so there was no real need for Ronin to take that fight. He was just trying to reposition a little bit, and that ends up costing him. So 2-2. Good round coming from Checkmate, in particular Kaz, who plays that 1 versus 1 to perfection, Blood. He doesn't overcommit. He just sits there.
He read that like a... He read it so beautifully. Just waiting patiently. He knows how Ronin likes to play. He knows the tendencies of Ronin, where, you know, when presented a 1v1 or a 1v2 or like any duel, Ronin likes to take, make a play rather, try and take advantage of catching someone off guard, and that's going to be a well-played clutch from Kaz, who he's not the most flashiest of players, but he has been very solid, even with the AWP. If you remember back on the CD side of Mirage, he's been really a rock for this side, and I think that's a really good hallmark of a team. If you go back to D13, you have Annihilation, you have Score, and apart from that, the rest of the team, it's kind of hit or miss, right? You might have the rest of the team not really having a good day, or just being kind of middle of the pack, and if Annihilation or Score doesn't show up, that's it. D13 can't win that match. Here on the other side, like, you have Techno 4K, sure, he's a stand-in coming in, but everyone like Blitz, Hawk, Kaz, Rowe, none of them are slouching. None of them are kind of like, you know, having to just be carried by the rest of the team. I think that's a very good sign indeed, as Neff does find Hawk with a wall bang. I think it was through the apartments. That's a nice opening.
This is a very nice opening, and now we find ourselves with just a couple of deagles across the board, and while Neff looking for another on the Mac 10, he will shut down Blitz. Techno able to reply, but Ronan, look at the position he's in. He's always aggressive, but this time Ro is going to find him. 3 versus 3. The T side have managed to take the A bomb site, and the retake attempt having to come on in. They have no kits. They have so much invested blood and nothing in reserve, so you don't get a kill quickly here. It's best they probably just save what they've got. They've got Famas Nicoleo here. They lose this round, which is the most likely of outcomes. You go into the next round with absolutely nothing. You're gonna try nonetheless. Feel like they have a chance to win the round. And I suppose they do from that perspective, but it's not realistic. And so now Bulbasaur charging on it. He's gonna get a second kill, but he runs out of chances as Ro was just in too much of a different angle down in the pit. So just a bit unfortunate that they didn't have a kit, they didn't have the utility left over, and now they have nothing heading into this round. It's going to be 4-2 up for Checkmate, most likely.
Yeah, Ro coming in big there. 3 kills for him. Again, looking scary. These rounds where for Checkmate, they just seem to get caught off guard. Again, with the aggression from ZAI, some of these more unorthodox setups. It's again going to be an eco. This time a much lighter buy for the side of ZAI. Just the 1 deagle, a couple of P250s. And Hawk already found his perch towards the apartments, catching Ronan, aggressing out by his lonesome. This is pretty clean. This is pretty clean. This is well done. Working together in tandem, clearing out the angles, the close angles, together one at a time. This should be a 4-2 here for Checkmate as Cash spins around, catches Splash Kid, gets dinked down though, and Spiels, well, a little bit of a casualty. And they do lose an AK-47, but Checkmate are going to be very happy with the fact that they didn't lose another round to just the force buy. Of course, the buy should be coming in for ZAI, but it's not going to be ideal, Dinko. They do have an MP9 being purchased by Spiels, and it's going to be UMPs. Yeah, they have to make a decision, you know, utility or weaponry. And I'm actually happy that they've opted to go for, you know, the nades and the smokes and the molotovs instead of just investing in 4 M4s and an AWP. So yeah, you have the MP9s and there's MP5s, but I'll take the utility any given day.
Ro taking down Spiels. 2-man advantage in play here. Spray coming through. Good kill. Techno getting rid of Splashkey. And now the push coming forward from Techno. Smoke is going to go down for the cross. In towards CT. Now Neff and Ronan. It's left alone. They're not going to be winning this round, so it's about saving that AWP and the M4 into the next. Over the other side of things. 5 players looking to try and stay alive. I suppose they could send Techno off. He's or Blitz. I mean, the SMGs, happily send them off. Just send them away. Fly, my pretties.
I'm actually starting to get a little worried for ZAI because, again, the T side on Inferno was abysmal yesterday. And they need to just farm as many rounds as possible. Neff's position compromised. I know where he is. And the hunt's on, Dinko. It's a player coming in from short. They have a player who's going to throw in a Molotov, make life very uncomfortable. They're waiting for everyone else to arrive, and 3 Ts pushing on in tandem. Great flashbangs, but Neff is doing such a great job staying alive. Ronan helping him out as well as Neff. Nice 3K on the save. And they will keep the guns intact. That's a very important round for them to just keep those 2 guns into play. But even then, it's still going to be a very rough buy here. Neff, if he drops a weapon, he's gonna have enough money for maybe a smoke, perhaps. Ronan can also drop the FAMAS, but I feel like they're just gonna go for kind of a save here. Keep the rifle, keep the op perch on one of the bomb sites, or maybe kind of float around like Neff's gonna be doing over here, and just try and just deal some damage.
Oh, a nice shot. Neff getting rid of Techno. That's a good start. They really need this op to deliver some impact. They can't afford to just sit there and do nothing. And that's exactly what I like to see. Neff taking matters into his own hands, starting off the round in a favorable fashion on the CTs. Now we get to see the true chops of the T side, though. Whether or not they'll be able to recover this blood. The A-bomb site is the perfect hit. right now, and they're about to walk into it with one player here.
Yeah, and the
Rotation's
one player,
coming in.
they need to speed up.
At the right time. Player's not in position just yet. One has crossed over, but he's dropped. That's Ronin gone. And now the push comes in. The CT is starting to crumble. This has worked out. They went for the gamble rotation over towards B, and it hasn't worked out at all. The one player was up in the apartments as well. And Bulbasaur is gone. It has to be the safe call. They have to carry this AWP into the next again, and the Kevlar. And I'm not a big fan of that, really, Black. I mean, I like the idea in terms of realizing they have to do something different. You can't afford to just play the default. They gather up outside of the B bomb site. The rotation just doesn't work.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna play a devil's advocate here and be like, you know what? I can kind of understand why they went for it, right? Like,
Yeah,
you have
definitely.
three pistols, yeah.
Understand it.
But right now, it's about, look, if they say it was going to be a round which is going to be very hard to win anyway, and as long as this AWP remains in play and Spiels can stick around and try and retrieve that M4, everything is fine. I mean, they still lose round, but I think it's not going to be that terrible. And Hawk trying to prevent that from happening, and Spiels gets spotted out. I love that. I love that from Hawk, sticking around, ensuring that that rifle won't be retrieved. So yeah, they'll have the money for the buy anyway, so no harm, no foul. They have the AWP still in play from the hands of Neff, who, I gotta say, he's been hitting some pretty slick shots with the AWP.
Yeah, he has. He's actually been pretty impressive, especially here in Inferno. 12 and 5. I think we're starting to see the depth on this team in terms of the individuals. It doesn't just stop at Ronin. I don't think Ronin's quite ready yet to do anything more than this team, to be honest. I mean, he's got the raw skill there, but far too many mistakes for my liking. But still, incredible MVP performances, but just a little bit more work done, and he'll be fantastic. And while Triple P comes in, Neff going down, that's the way you deal with an AWP. But now Ronin to be tested as he hides in the pit. They're starting to run in towards his position. The whiff sprite, he goes down without a single kill, and that should be round done. 7-2. I'm getting more worried now. Like you said, the T side was so lackluster from HUAT side yesterday. Now they're not even winning a single round here on the CT side. They're not even competing at all, Blair.
That was such a fantastic take, though, from the side of Checkmate. You gotta give him credit. Techno finds Spiels as well, and every gun they take away, just making life miserable for the side of ZAI. Apart from Neff, who saved the AWP, look at the money for everyone else. Sure, it's gonna be, loss bonus kicking in and all of that. It's still gonna be rough buys. They're gonna have MP9s with utility, or rifles with no utility. It's just a hard time for this Singaporean side, with a Chinese player, of course. Oh boy, this is rough. But also Neff's position there, like, you stuck around for a while. It's so risky, right? Like, there's no escape route. There's no one nearby to trade for you. You miss, you're dead. That's an AWP taken out. And now it's going to be a 4v2 on that A bomb site. It's just so risky. As Ro actually finding Ronin, I thought there was a player in the pit area, but anyway, 72. They're gonna save the guns. They're gonna have this buy. But again, you can see the utility. Ronin just with the M4. One kit. And that too in the hands of Spiels. It's not looking that great here, Dinko, but some good damage being dealt, though. Good utility damage. As Neff's going to take the fight, it's going to be Kaz who's going to open it up, and Ronin's going to strike with a quick double. But that A bomb site now, it's all on Bulbasaur, and they're aware of it.
T-side haven't committed anywhere just yet, though. I'm going to be waiting until they're all grouped up. That's the right call for sure. So it's so much time to play with here. Techno sitting on the underpass. I like this. They've actually slowed it down completely. They know they have so much time to work with. They've got Techno in towards underpass. Row up towards top banana just working here. I mean, they are a bit split up, so if they were to have engagements, they wouldn't be able to trade, but as long as they're playing relatively safe, it should be okay. Right now, just trying to see what they've got. Gather a little bit more information. Currently 2 players on this B-bomb side. They're not budging. They're staying here. 40 seconds. Eventually, we're going to see a play come through. It'll be the smokes up in towards this A-bomb side with a flashbang. Up in towards the long side. Smoke into the pit from Bulbasaur, preemptively trying to get rid of a potential Molotov that's about to come this way. And the Molotov fails anyway. Stops the push that gets forward, and that's exactly what Ro's position was all about. He's going to open up that B bomb site, waiting for the rotation, a little bit of a fake on towards that A bomb site, and this is a fantastic mid-round call.
It's brilliantly done. So well done. And look at how deep the smoke is as well, Dinko. Such a deep smoke, allowing Ro to just push towards construct. The shallower smoke, he'd have to play it much more passively. The second the flashbang comes out, he uses the incendiary he has, falls back, just spotting out, gathering information. This is so well played by Checkmate. Take a bow. Take a bow. That 3v3 was perfection. I don't think they could have played it any better. So well done. Completely, utterly outplayed where HUAT there. And even the way to slow it down, right? How many times have we seen so many forget generally using Asian teams, but like even like the top tier Asian teams where they get a couple of kills towards the side, they immediately just like knives out, they rush into the side. Checkmate, they slow it down.
Yeah.
They know they have time. They feel it out, and then they make HUAT feel paranoid. For HUAT, it was a 3v3, right? They had utility to use, but they're paranoid about using it, because the second you use a utility, it's going to be a tell as to where the position is. So even the utility was neutralized. And Checkmate, yeah, they were the puppet master that round. Brilliant stuff.
Yeah, that was fantastic stuff coming in from the T side. Really, really solid stuff. And I think that's what we're talking about coming into this, right, Blair? Is the fact that this team, they definitely have, from an eye test, the better team overall in terms of how they approach Counter-Strike. And that's why I'm confident in the longevity of this team in comparison to the likes of teams like HUAT, who are all based off how many kills you can get. Because that can only take you so far. And immediately we're starting to see HUAT struggle against a Mongolian team that weren't even in the last PAL. So yeah, we've kind of hit the low wall right now. So I'm not too comfortable with this HUAT team in terms of what they'll be able to do in the future against some of the better teams in this tournament.
And this is not even the best Mongolian team, right?
Exactly,
you have Tiger,
right?
You have D13, who really surprised a lot of us. Although the fact that Checkmate qualified, D13 didn't. And watching them play today here, at least on Inferno, I'm seeing why they qualified. I'm seeing why they're able to beat a number of the other teams. Singapore Counter-Strike at one point was a top 3 team. You know, we're able to present a top 3 team in Asia for the longest time. And if you go back and even a number of years, they were a very, very solid side. Even in Source, even 1.6, they had a lot of well-known teams. And my, oh my, they've fallen quite a bit. And it's just unfortunate to see. Here we go, the Bulbasaur going for the dry peek out. He's going to find one, continue to face, and Ro's going to punish him for it. And it's going to be the hit coming in towards the side. They know there's a player on the pit, but it's going to be Ronan. He's going to find the kill, but the trades are fast and furious. Neff playing around the smoke beautifully, leaving it all on Techno 4K. He's going to get the bomb down, but he should be done. There's no way he's going to bring this one back. He even starts spraying blindly into the floor, Dinko. And it's going to be a much, much needed round for HUAT. And honestly, at this point, I'm like 8-3. I feel like Checkmate's even done enough.
Yeah, especially with how weak the T side was from HUAT side. Checkmate looking really solid right now. We've seen adaptations as well, or attempts to change stuff up on the CT side from HUAT side. Different setups for players in the pit. The A defense has changed a little bit. Still just hasn't worked too much, but we'll see if they can work it out in the long term to maybe claw this back to an 8-7 half. It's definitely going to take a lot. A quick play from Ro. Oh, okay, I don't see how both of the players are alive. A quicker mid tick here from the T side. Checkmate looking to try and apply the pressure early on. And Bulbasaur, when you spray through the smoke like that, you're going to give away your position. You're just asking to be spammed, but look at the boost. The flash is good, but Hawk was so ready for it. Still, he's blind and he takes down Neff. Ronan having to fall away, getting back into a more passive position in the pit. But so far, so good for Checkmate. They just find kill after kill. The CT side crumbling. They are being dismantled piece by piece. And Ronan, well, he's trying his best, but there's just too many players coming towards him. And now it's Splashkey left alone in the world. 1 versus 4, and it's completely impossible. Ro shuts him down. Checkmate just know exactly what's going on. And HUAT, well, they can't do anything.
That round was classic example of how to dissect a CD side defense in Inferno. Brilliantly done by Checkmate. First kill, they get through the smoke. I mean, obviously helped out with a tracer. Check out the nade. I don't know if they heard the boost taking place or they knew it's an angle that they like to play. It's just some filthy stuff coming out. The nade gets tossed in, and the player spots out a player trying to get boosted up, which it kind of a little bit of a fail over there towards Neff. And then they don't pincer in towards Ronin. They wait for the flank to come in from CD, the rotation to come in from CD, get the kill, and then it just pounce onto Ronin. And as good, as sharp as that kid is, the 4 players facing at the same time, there's no way you're going to win that. And this buy makes no sense. It's a double op, scout, double MP9 buy, Dinko. I don't think I've ever seen this on Inferno. I actually don't think I've ever seen this particular buy on the CD side.
It's a weird one. And while Ronin's gone, I don't think he'll be seeing this buy for much longer, Blood. Looks like he's going to be picked apart. But desperate times call for desperate measures. That certainly is desperate times right now for the CT side. They have not been able to post rounds. They have not been able to compete in this first half. Well, now they gather outside of Banana. The T side ready to gather through. They've got the man advantage. Now they group up. Spiels is going to be under pressure. He's been quiet in this series so far. And now he's going to be under a lot of pressure. As 5 players start to come in. He's the only player able to defend right now. Bulbasaur is trying to reposition, but they've only got MP9s on this B-bomb site. The push going through is Chaos as he goes into the smoke. He might just emerge behind him. There's the first kill. The second nearly there, but it's Bulbasaur that takes the first. So 2 kills have been collected, and so far so good. Look at the damage done to the T side. 2 ops left though, up against the AK-47s. 45 seconds left. Bomb finally goes down.
The problem is the 2 AWPs, Dinko. Which are the 2 worst guns to go for a retake, especially looking at how low Techno 4K and Row are? You just need the pistols. But Splash K doesn't care. It's overkill with the AWP, but it's still going to find the frag. Now it's a 1v2. They've both got kits. They have 2 smokes. They have a grenade. 1 nade in the right position. That's all they need in Techno 4K. And he's going to get spotted out. Splash K, calm, patient, the veteran, coming out on top. That got very scary indeed. And I feel like for HUAT, imagine instead of the 2 MP9s, Dinko, if it was a 2 AWPs posted towards B, they'd have got just destroyed, wrecked. Unfortunate for them to win the round based off what was a very, very curious buy indeed. But they somehow clawed the way to round number 4. Great work from Spiels and Bulbasaur, especially picking up a double there.
Yeah. That's very important stuff, especially because they had the weakest weapons in play, the MP9s. They were left with the weight of the round on their shoulders, essentially. Both players there. Spiels, in particular, he was the only player alive, but look at that nade damage coming in. 2 kills, back and forth. 1 for the CTs, another for the T side. And show ourselves a 4 versus 4. A lot of damage done across the board for Checkmate. 25 HP on Kaz, 14 for Row. That's a lot of damage, boy.
That is Kaz and Row both 1 well-placed nade, well-timed Molotov, but Hawk's gonna be leading the charge. And it's gonna be Spiels burning Kaz alive, but Hawk's made his way in. And Spiels might not be expecting this, but the bullets, it's gonna be a dead giveaway. And it should be careful. These shots on Spiels just barely a millimeter away from finding its mark. 3v4 have everything to work with, Dinko. 2 AWPs, not ideal, but I'm sure they can pick up a rifle on the way somewhere over there to have a lot of utility to work with. But now, it has to come down to Blitz and Hawk to somehow hold on to this bomb site.
A lot of damage being done now, Blitz and Roll. Just 40 HP left and the USP, it just happens out of nowhere. Neff was alone, but he still pulls it off. And just right down to the wire in terms of the players alive on the server. HUAT side that walk away with a 5th round. When we head into the final round of the first half, Checkmate have done a lot to get themselves into this position, Blair. Finding themselves 9 rounds out of the T side of Inferno is no easy feat. The HUAT side, it could have been a worse scenario for them. At least they get 5 on the board. They need more than this, though.
Oh, indeed, they do.
Get 6. That'll put them in a better position, but still not comfortable.
It's at least something. It's a pretty decent resurgence considering how well one-sided it was looking at one point in time. It was like what? 9-2, 9-3 at one point. It's Neff, aggressive peak, is going to take down the Wonder Kid, Techno 4K. Oh, that's a chunky nade as well, but they're just going to go for the contact play through the smoke. This is interesting. There's no one on the bomb side, Dinko. They have to go for the plate. It's going to be Neff on the side. He gets spotted out. Blitz going to find one. They know the second player is there as well. They're completely unaware and not cognizant of the fact that there is a snake in the grass. There's a player right behind them with an MP9. Sorry, an M4. It's going to be Ronan, baby. He's going to find one. He's stuck right behind the hay bales, but he's gonna go for the wall bang as well, and he's gonna almost get the kill, and Kaz left alone, 1v2. How has he pulled this one off? And he's gonna get pushed, but Kaz with a tap on his field, and Ronan 7 HP versus 25, spraying blindly through the smoke, and Kaz playing on top of that moto box, and has made his escape. But the bomb's not transplanted for him, and it's gonna be the defuse from Ronan, and he's just gonna stick it and win it. What was that round?
Was even a chicken killed in that blur? They've even killed a chicken in the middle of that clutch. It's it's just a massacre all over the bomb site. And, well, Ronan, he just goes, okay, you're going to fall away. I'm just going to stick the defuse. Had the smoke up. Pulls it off. But well, that is disgusting. That round is just one that we'll all want to forget. Chaos on the A bomb site. I really don't know how. Kaz is even in a position where there's a possibility that he wins that. He should have been shut down a long time ago. This is just filthy. So close to taking down Ronan as well. So unfortunate for Kaz. He nearly pulls it off. He nearly plays it to perfection. But they go into the second half with 9 on the board from the T side. A 3-round advantage on the CT side of fair going into the second. If they win the pistol blur, they're putting themselves in a real positive position at the end of this series.
Yeah, considering how one-sided was looking. But again, even the rounds they're winning, it's so scrappy. Coming down to 1v1s, to 1v2s. Honestly, it could have been either way. The scores could be flipped right here. It could have been a 9-6 favoring HUAT ZAI, looking at how some of the rounds played out. But you know what? They clutched those rounds, given the opportunity. And now they've given themselves a little bit of some breathing space. Aggressive play from the CT, just marching down mid. There's no one to find. Rose able to find Bulbasaur, but it's just a shooting gallery. And Frag's going left and right. Blitz caught out reloading as Spiel's going to find a kill. Techno's going to get double peek. Spiel's with a triple kill. And it's all in the hands of Kaz. He's got a kit, but it's alone. And the bomb side has been lost.
Well, Kaz left alone now. 1 versus 3. Spiels, he's backed his old tricks. Blight took a little bit of an off day today in terms of his pistol ability, but he's decided to show up. Better lit than never. They needed a hero coming into the second half, and well, they've got him. Spiels of 3. Now Kaz with a kit. Winning this round impossible, so he starts to back away. He starts to realize that he just will not be winning this. Back in the library. Maybe pick up a book. This is... well, he's got another headshot at least, doing more damage as he flees the scene. He will get away with his life. It's 7th round picked up for HUAT ZAI. They're not done yet. They continue, and they need a good start on this T side. We talk about the fact that they've crumbled so much on their attacking side. Both players do go down, so there's going to be full reinvestment across the board. They will have to invest in Kevlar again.
I do like the aggression. I can't really blame them for it, but it's just that the best counter to that aggression is, well, being an alt mid, and that's exactly what happened. So it's kind of like a game of rock, paper, scissors, and unfortunately, Tiger had the gun, Dinko. That's the way it is sometimes. Force buy for the not HUAT ZAI, not Tiger. What am I even saying? I'm losing my mind. We do have the force buy coming out from the side of Checkmate. The Eagle's out. Scout for Blitz, and he's going to find Bobo. Bulbasaur done for, and Splash get down to 31. Minute and 30 seconds on the clock, and the exchange, it's going to go heavily the way of the Mongolian side. This is a good start for them, and they haven't taken any point of damage, Dinko.
Gathering up. And Banana. 3 plays here for the CT side. Push coming through. Here they come. On the T side, multiple players now charging into this B bomb site. You've got so many players all over the site. Road towards New Box. He will be picked off. Spiels with a double. He is continuing, showing that he cannot just do it in the pits rounds. Shows up in this one as well. It's important. And he'll show up in this second round buy. And you need to make sure that this investment of all these rifles stays alive. They don't want to lose any of them.
I know Blitz is trying to push in and try and help his teammate who was stuck at the back of the bomb site. Spiel's okay. He's going for the ace, Dinko. He wants it, but I think he's going to be stuck way at the back of the bomb site. 4K from him. Great round. In that 5v4, Blitz walked in through the smoke from coffins with the scout. Now, I know he was trying to help his teammate who was stuck at the back of the bomb site, but when you have the scout and you know your opponents have, maybe Mac 10s or rifles, I feel like it would have been a smarter idea for him to... Okay, he switched to his pistol, his USB. But I feel it would have been better if he just, stayed back. It's fine. It's a worthy sacrifice. You stay back, you make the 4v4 retake look a little bit more promising. But, well, he gets taken down. And it's going to be just a light investment. Again, a few pistols, a couple of nades, that's about it. And this is a round ZAI should not be losing, Dinko. He should not be losing it, but they're losing it. Please stop. Stop losing rounds like this. Blitz is going to find double. Finally gets taken down, Dinko. Thank God. But Kaz, he's snuck in behind enemy lines.
Ronin. He's got the bomb starting to wrap the site. And they've got the site now itself. Kaz is up in the apartments, but will this even be useful being in this position right now? He's still so far removed, and yeah, he's gone back to middle. He might be able to find a rifle here. That's something. But hasn't found a weapon on the battlefield. So now that position they did have, that could have potentially led to something, is neutralized him. This round is done. It's going to be 9-9. They've tied things up, and it really feels like Checkmate have slowed down completely. Blur. They've come to a halt. They need more energy to get going again. We go into the next round, that's when they'll have the buy. They'll have the funds, the resources to be able to compete in the second half. And that's when we get the true test. See if they're going to be here in the second half, or will it be HUAT just taking control? And Kaz, well, he's taking one. I think that calls for Ronin to get his rifle back into his hands. He seems to have given up. And while the kills all come in, I mean, there's obviously no time to win the round, but that's crazy. They all give up. At that point, HUAT just take it for granted. They've won the round already. Checkmate must be saving, but they go in and they do so much damage. That's a full rebuy across the board.
That's a kamikaze play. And in fact, they get out with an AK-47 as well. That's just huge. The amount of damage being inflicted on the buy, which was the eco, right? It wasn't a full investment. It was a Deagle doing the work from Blitz, a CZ, a couple of USPs, in fact. So they're going to be very happy with the way that round played out. So even though the score lines are tied, you look at the cash for ZAI, the Singaporean Chinese mix, it is not pretty. Splash kill with the AWP. He's going to be going fishing with the big green. Flashing his way for his teammates. They're going to be just trying to bum rush their way through the smoke. There are just two players holding the line. It's going to be Ro and Techno 4K with the B bomb site. A pretty standard setup, although they have a couple of players playing inside of the apartments, if I'm not mistaken, here for the CD side. So that could catch someone off guard. They've given up A. That's... Oh. This is worrying.
Kaz. Scoped in. Flash is good. Shot is not. He's off the angle. Goes back again, but that one's fantastic. Through the smoke, gets rid of Ronin and puts on a double from the boiler. He was looking to light up more, but will eventually go down to Spiels. Now the push on towards the site. Hawk in the apartments. He can deliver death from the balcony. One goes through, the nade follows in, and Splashkey is alone. He will tuck back in the site and at least confirm, or try to confirm, the bomb plant, but now he's probably just dead. Hawk takes his head right off his shoulders, and that is a fantastic round from Checkmate. They finally get the buy-in, and they show up.
And more importantly, I mean, I don't think it's more important than winning the round, but the fact that it prevented the plan from even taking place, Dinko, that's massive. Look at the money. It's been gutted. It's been just completely crushed. And if I'm ZAI, I might just go for the force buy at this point. Or, yeah, even if they went for a force buy, it'd be fine. It has to be a double eco here. The next round, they'll have money for some AK, some Galils, but it's still not going to be ideal. They're still going to have to make do with the fact that they don't have the utility. And again, have to remind everyone, this isn't Dust 2. This isn't Mirage. This is Inferno. Utility is paramount. It's so crucial. Maybe not so much on the T side, but it 100% is for the CD side, as I still nade from Blitz, but not really finding anyone. as they are posturing towards this A bomb site. The thing is, they have a couple of PD-50s, Denko, but no utility, no flashbangs to kind of like pounce or like waterfall their way out. But Bulbasaur still gets a kill in the blitz. That is massive. But Techno 4K helping out his teammate, and it's going to be a massacre. Lose a couple of guns, but honestly, I don't think they're going to be too chuffed about it.
11-9. Checkmate now. They have an opportunity, Blair, to grab control of this. We know they're a team that can build off momentum. Double upset coming out. Row and Kaz definitely can work this on the CT side. Take a look at what the T side have decided to do in this round. It's not invest everything, and I like that. Obviously, they didn't really have the resources to do so on every player, so they realized the realistic call is to go for the Deagles and Kevlar and buy into the next round here. Blitz, that's aggression, and that is nice. It works out onto Nev. Kaz with a double kill on the AWP. He just wants more. He keeps peeking, and why not? It's working. He's finding double kills all across the map, and there's another one. Kaz with a third kill in the round, finally shut down by the Deagle of Splash Key. That AWP can be recovered by Blitz, and our Splash Key is going to be shut down by the other AWP that was positioned towards Banana. 12-9, Checkmate now 4 rounds away from finally ending this series. It has been a long one between these two teams. We knew that coming into today. We knew these two teams should be quite evenly matched, as I feel like it is across the bottom of this table. When you take a look at the top teams within the Asian region, you know what to expect. When it comes to the mid-table or even further down, you're going to see a lot of these close, scrappy, competitive games. And, I mean, they're enjoyable because right now, this isn't one of these crazy games of Counter-Strike where you're not seeing anything make sense. It's actually quite a good game of Counter-Strike. Obviously, a few mistakes here and there, and maybe not the highest level of Counter-Strike coming in from the teams, but at least it's close, at least it's competitive, and they're trying their hardest to get this done, and that's a quick headshot from Spiels.
That was a mistake, though, from Rowe. I don't think it was a flash from the peek out, but the Spiels just peering out really far ahead. No flashbang, though, for Hawk, and he's still going to fight. But Techno, 4K, 2 quick headshots, is looking for more, and he's going to get all 3, shutting down a B-bomb site all alone. This guy is a maniac, and Nef's probably wondering, guys, it's one 16-year-old kid. What are you doing?
Get rid of him. Just shut him down.
Oh my lord.
Doesn't work out though. Nev now the last remaining player. 1 versus 3 for the man. He is alone in the world and he has a lot to do right now. A good shot. Kaz takes down Nev 13-9. Checkmate now in a real solid position. You know, 3 rounds away from victory. Even when the round starts off poorly for the team, they have Techno, 4K, stepping up, just spraying them all down. And there's nothing they can do about it. He's playing on coffins as well, Blair. It's not like he's in a position that shouldn't be checked. He's in the most common position on the B-bomb site, and they can't deal with him. And finally, he's got a photo, and he looks younger than me.
Oh, yeah, they finally sent him a picture. Man, he looks very, very young.
Literally younger than me. Thank God. There we go. Finally.
He is younger than you, though. Like quite a few years.
Yeah, I know, but yeah. Let me have my victory, Blair.
You take those, Denko. You take those. Okay, this is interesting. They're running in straight through the smokes, and that could actually catch Checkmate off guard. And indeed it has. Fields has found a couple. Rowe looking the wrong way. And, well, HUAT just ran in through the smokes. They ran in through the smokes. And they won the round, Denko. They won the round. How was this happened?
Some things are unexplainable. That's the face Kaz pulls when he realizes what just happened in this round.
Also, isn't it like a little confusing when Kaz is opping and it just reminds you of Kaze?
A little bit.
Yeah.
We're gonna see that matchup, obviously, with the round robin format. He also looks like he's got a space helmet on.
He's got slick hair. I wish I had slick hair like that.
Yeah, with the circle and his neck being so low down in the photo.
Okay. All right.
That's huge, though. Take a look at the money, right? You would have had so much built up for ZAI. Now that they have to fully reinvest, all that reserve cash that would have been in play right now is gone. So if they lose this round, their money is finished. Let's see this again. We were just assuming that all the action was done for the round, but here we go. Just opportunity presented. And he will take everybody down. 27 and 11. 27 and 11.
Man's got moves. Man's got skills. And honestly, even in Mirage, if we go back to the map, he was pretty solid, man. And this is an aggressive play. Ooh, how is he even alive? But the crossfire is there. The trap was laid. But they're only able to find just one kill, Dinko. And now Kaz, time to deliver. And he will deliver, but just good for one kill. It's a 2v3. Spiels down to 12 points of health. Now Rowe. He died from the same position from playing in the library. If he's going to die from the same place here again, he's going to be suffering a very, very nasty case of PTSD. This time he's ready. He gets a dink through the tree, but doesn't get the frag. And now again, it's Techno 4K 1v3. And this is doable, Dinko. Look at the health. He has an idea what Spiels is. Splash K runs into the flames. He spots a player out, but he gets caught out. It was a little too much to ask of a young gun.
Yeah.
It's going to be HUAT ZAI stealing the second round back-to-back.
Yeah, that Molotov is really important as well. When you take a note of that, Molotov, it seems like a small thing. It feels like he was destined to run out anyway. But he could have stayed in the apartments for a little bit longer, maybe isolated a fight in towards the pit. He is the target practice master now. It's frozen for me, so I've lost that. But there we go. But yeah, never mind. He's 17 and 15. I mean, it's not the biggest performance in comparison to some of his previous performances in the series, but he's had his moments. He's had his big holes. We've seen that come through. But he could have won that clutch. But that Molotov just kind of forced him into the open. Really puts him in between two players, and they can both peek him. But 13 to 11, 3 away from victory. Bunny's in a bit of a questionable spot right now for the Mongolians, so they've got to slow things down a little bit. This is a way back in for HUAT ZAI. They have the buy. They can recover their economy. It's all about limiting the casualties and keeping as many players alive as possible. But if they commit to B-Blood, we have 4 players here right now for the Mongolians.
Yeah, and that's what HUAT ZAI have struggled with time and time again in the T side, where they don't seem to know how to really approach anti-ecos. Where you poke and prod, try to feel out, try to draw out some reaction from your opponents, trying to figure out if it's a stack or not. Instead, they go in wide. Spiel spots 2 players, and they're still going to go for the full commit. And Neff's going to find 1, but he's good for 2, but it's now a 3v2. Are they going to head back towards B? They can't. The bomb's dropped in the smoke towards CT. Hasn't been picked up, and Rowe's going to find another kill, and it's going to be Rowe completely taking them down. 1, 2, 3, all in a row. And Checkmate, they get round number 14. Dinko, you had your fears, and there you go. It's all realized right in front of you. That is... Look, there are a number of terrible anti-eco rounds on HUAT ZAI in the past couple of days. That has to be a top 3. That has to be a top 3. Or a bottom 3 of how not to play an anti-eco.
You just walk it, you know you're up against a low buy, but you just continue to walk in with all of your players into one area of the map. It's like
they didn't even run in. They walked in.
Yeah, there was no information gathering. You just committing to it completely, walking in. You know what's happening at that point, but you still can't stop yourself from doing it. It's like when you decide you want to diet, but you smell cookies or something. You just can't stop yourself. Can't stop yourself from eating them. And well, Kaz now under the pressure. Here comes the pusher out in the corner. Kaz just in the pit. He's got Hawk to back him up, and while the kills keep coming in, here it is. Map and series point coming right up, served on a silver platter. As Bulbasaur and Splash Kid, the last 2 remaining players. Oh my god, Hawk, you madman.
He teabagged him as well. I love it.
I'm loving this. Checkmate are fun to watch.
Oh man, look, I didn't know what sort of team Checkmate was when I came into like today's game, because I'll be real, I haven't heard of these guys before the call. What is that from Hawk? And how lucky is he that the player doesn't have any head armor, just immediately just destroys his head. I'm looking forward to see Checkmate play against other teams. I think they're just going to get better and better.
Yeah, I feel like every time we kind of just have this one Mongolian underdog team that you can always just back in these matches. And well, Hawk, he's going to get a double. Neff and Roning both going down. This looks like it's done, Blair. 3 players remaining. And here we go, Checkmate. Looking to try and take the series.
It's not over till the fat lady sings, as a smart person said once. I don't even know. But what are you doing, Kaz? Out in the open, but Bulbasaur just good for 1. Immediate trick coming in from Blitz. Blitz looking for more, but Splashku replies back. 24 points of health for Splash. He's got the bomb. He's got a rifle. I'd like him to toss in the rifle towards his teammate, but right now... Ooh. You're going to be walking on in straight, and he still get the kill, but doesn't matter. Rowe. Oh, he still might be eating hard. Rowe's there. Just